Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
Did 87 people show up?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, exactly 87.
Yes, Your Honor.
I got this, sir. In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. You want him to pay $628?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, knock my socks off. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. The law talks about something may in fact be true, but can they prove it? And that's what's tough.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Gladys Lawrence claims unauthorized charges were made to her credit card for a party she held at the defendant's banquet hall. Ms. Lawrence is suing Giorgio Ranieri in the amount of $1,086. Mr. Ranieri claims everything charged to the plaintiff's credit card were charges incurred by Ms. Lawrence or her guests during the party.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Third, get up at it, Thomas. It was your birthday.
Yes.
You had a big party, a little throwdown.
Yeah?
But things didn't quite turn out the way you wanted it.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor.
Okay. And you felt you were overcharged to the tune of $1,086, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you think you should have had to have paid?
Well, actually, the valet was $200, and a couple of my clients could not. Customers
utilize the valet.
Yeah, utilize the valet. And the
Okay.
champagne wasn't the champagne that I tasted the day of the him, showing me the venue. It was-
You had this party, and there were issues involving the ballet, the champagne.
Yeah, the champagne. Yeah.
Champagne.
Yeah.
And what was the third thing?
Oh, the third thing was that I had like 80 people, 87 people, and the buffet, they kept running out.
They ran out of food.
They ran out of food, and it took like 45 minutes for it to come. And in between that time, I had ordered pizza to accommodate some of the my guests who were coming in from out of town who had to walk to, a distance because they couldn't get valet. And they missed the happy hour, which was an hour free for liquor, So.
Mr. Ranieri, this is your establishment.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about this establishment and Miss Lawrence's party.
Well, first of all, I'm the manager of Ranieri, and I take great pride in that.
And the restaurant is called Ranieri.
Yes.
All right. And you indicated, you told him you were going to have 87 people. Is that true, sir?
No, sir.
Well, before you answer, did you tell him it was going to be 87 people?
I asked him for 7 extra people a night before.
Stop. The two of you are sitting down even before the party takes place. How many people did she tell you when you went through all these things were coming to the event?
We agreed on 80, sir.
80.
80 people. The agreement was that there were going to be 80.
Yes, sir.
You're saying, as what happens with parties, you had some additional people that you wanted to add. And you told him that there were going to be an additional 7 people.
I asked him, could I?
Okay.
Well,
And he said yes
I'd like
in
to
an
back
email.
up a little bit. At the time we signed the contract, I explained to her that we need 8 working days in case there are going to be any changes, any additional guests, so that we can have more
Let me
time
deal
to
with
prepare.
that. Was there a contract item that said at least 8 days before the event, I need the exact number?
Yes.
Did you give him 8 days notice?
No.
No. You gave him how many days notice?
I asked him. He
I'm
could have
just
said
asking
no.
you.
She
Just
sent me
give me
an
the-
email the night before.
Okay, the night before the event, you
I
sent
asked
an
him.
email
I asked
saying, I know I'm supposed to give you 8 days. Can you accommodate 7 more?
Yes, sir.
And what did you say in response to that email?
I said yes. So
All right.
I
We
tried
are
to make
all
it.
now on the same page that even though you needed 8 days, in that area of the contract, you said, I'll work with you.
Yes, I did.
All right. Did 87 people show up?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's
Exactly
not true.
87.
Yes,
That's
Your
not
Honor.
true, Your Honor.
I got this, sir.
Because that's all I
How were
could
you
afford.
able to determine exactly the number of people coming in?
Well,
No,
we have
I'm talking to her.
I had my own private guest list.
All right.
And as they walked
Was
through
there
the door.
someone at the door? Because I know you're not going to be checking names at your own party.
Oh, I had people helping me.
All right. And when people came in,
They checked them in.
they checked them in. But
Yes.
their name was not on the guest
They
list.
were not getting in because that was $3,000 I did not have to spend for these people.
All right.
So anybody coming
How
late.
are you figuring out exactly how many people are coming through?
Well, we have security check in each person. We give them color-coded name bracelets, and we had 100 bracelets because the room will only
It was
accommodate.
exactly 100 bracelets.
And we ended up with 3 left over.
You gave out 97
97.
bracelets. All right, so there were 10 over the 87.
Yes, sir.
And your feeling was, if we had to give these bracelets, because we're not going to turn the people away because we don't know who's here and who's not.
Coming up on America's Court.
Ms. Milton, why are you here? What do you add to this?
I am here because I am very embarrassed that I was the one who recommended this place to my friend Gladys.
And later,
I was really praying that it wasn't Montel because he'd already had 3 write-ups, and I knew this was going to be the last strike for him. So
In your mind, you were like, any security guard, let it not be Montel.
exactly, please, come on.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Gladys Lawrence, who is suing Giorgio Ranieri for $1,086.
You didn't have enough food to serve 97 people?
His whole
Not in the
venue,
beginning.
all his rooms were filled to capacity. He had a big
You
wedding.
weren't the only one having the party there.
No, Your Honor, he had a big wedding for like 250 people of
Except
the.
that
of
my kitchen staff
Yeah.
was dedicated to her buffet.
No, the wedding. One
they
of the
had their own separate.
congressman's daughter was getting married,
They
and
were
all
cooking
6
separate
rooms were
food.
filled.
Why would
Yeah.
it be the same people?
Okay, and was that part of the reason why the ballet was so
you
impacted?
got that right. Yep.
Because there were all these people coming.
Exactly. And
there's
so my
17
guest
more
was coming
people.
in late, mad because they couldn't get their drink on, and the food was empty, and so I had to order pizza. And I asked him, "Can I please order pizza?" The pizza man came there before the food was
the people
45
were very
minutes late.
hungry. They were piling their plates high,
No,
and
they
weren't even
weren't.
eating all their food. They were
They
just
were late
throwing it in the
getting
trash.
there.
We're trying to keep up
This
the best
is
we could.
vegetarian people. We don't pile on our food. We eat very
I'm sorry,
slow. We
but
chew 100
I
times
was
before
there.
we swallow.
I have other people that are witnesses, and
You
we have
have
the trash
a-
can full of food.
Miss Lawrence, you have a witness here. This
Yes.
lady here.
This is my girlfriend.
Okay,
Who
and
told
you
me?
are? Last name?
Milton.
Miss Milton, why are you here? What do you add to this?
I am here because I am very embarrassed that I was the one who recommended this place to my friend Gladys.
Why did you recommend the place to begin with?
I recommended this place to my friend, Your Honor, because a couple weeks prior to her birthday party, I attended a baby shower there. And when I attended the baby shower, the service and the food, everything was just excellent, was just top-notch there when I went to the baby shower.
It was
prior to her
top-notch?
party. Top-notch.
And then what happened?
Well, I arrived at the party a few minutes late, and when I arrived, the valet was all backed up. They told me that they didn't have any more parking spaces in the parking lot, and I had to park my vehicle on the street. I mean, I can understand the valet being all backed up, but I feel like they should have had enough spaces to accommodate all the guests.
All right,
We
so
did
you're
have,
co-signing on this issue of the valet. You haven't said anything about the valet.
I was going to say that I talked to the valet after Ms. Lawrence talked to me about the valet problem, and I went out and they said everything's fine. We're working as fast as we can and safely, and we're getting the cars parked and everybody's getting in. I commend them for the job they did.
All right, you had an issue with the valet.
Correct.
Other people complained about the valet.
Oh, I'd like to also add that I asked them about her situation, and they said that she was in a very big hurry, and that she.
Who was in a very big hurry?
The
witness,
witness
Miss
is a
Milton?
friend, Miss Milton, and they said, "Oh yes, she was in a very big hurry," and that they tried to accommodate her and use the valet, but she was in
Reason
too big
why
a
I
hurry,
was
so she
even-
wanted to park the car herself, and so
Reason
they
why I was even
suggested she
late
park on the
or in a
lot-
hurry to
on
this
the
party
street.
was because I was
Talk
already
to me.
late. I was already late to the party, Your Honor.
Okay.
I was a few minutes late, so
I get it.
I was trying to hurry up, and I wanted to
I
be up there with my
understand. You were
friend.
there to also help and be a part of the
Correct.
celebration.
So when I arrived there, in her invitation, she said that she had added
Valet
the valet
was
option.
complimentary.
Yes. So when I arrived, I would arrive expecting
I got the valet issue. Anything
Okay.
else you want to add?
the champagne.
What about it?
Champagne
Honor,
was horrible. The champagne was horrible, and
Tastes are subjective. That doesn't help me saying that the champagne was horrible.
the taste of the champagne was not the expensive champagne that we were expecting to have at this party.
Okay.
When we
How
went
do
to
you
the
know?
tasting,
How do you know, based on you just saying it tasted like it wasn't
It
expensive.
tasted like the cheap champagne, and I know that it was the cheap champagne because I drink it myself.
Your Honor,
and I have a picture. I have a picture here.
Oh, that's how you know it was cheap. You were like, this
was
tastes
at
like
the
that
tasting.
Ripple that I normally have.
I'd like to
I
add
was at the
that,
tasting with my
that
friend.
she signed the contract for the less expensive champagne.
I was there at the tasting with
Wait,
my
Ms.
friend.
Lawrence signed
Here's
for the
mine.
less expensive champagne?
Yes.
Did you sign for the less expensive champagne?
Well, when I
Did you sign for the less expensive champagne?
what I signed
Did
for
you sign
what I signed
for
for what I
the
tasted
less
at the time he
expensive
showed me.
champagne?
I don't know. And
All
it
right.
wasn't the champagne.
Thank you.
Okay, I
But
get it.
Judge Ross, it wasn't the
I get it.
champagne that we
I get it.
tasted when we had
Are
the
you
food
hearing me
tasting.
say, I
okay,
get it?
I'm sorry.
Well, she was so busy.
Are
while I
you
was
hearing
just-
me say I get it? Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel was going to come down in favor of the plaintiff. It's not going to be for $1,086.
I figured that.
Yeah, and you knew that going in.
Yeah.
You're going to get $100 back for the valet.
Okay.
That cleanup fee, because you ordered pizza and you all had to work that out, that's labor. You're going to split that. You wanted to charge her $200, she's going to get $100 of that back. Now, also for the food I'm looking at $331 because you should have at least been charged for the additional 10 people. And you don't want to pay that, but he has to recover that cost. So when you add up these things, are you getting the $1,086? No, but you will get $531. That is your order.
Bless
That
you.
is the judgment. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $531.
I'm so happy that I got some of my money back. The owner should hire more staff so he can prepare himself for the unexpected.
And he should get some real champagne too.
The customer's always right. But in this case, she got what she paid for.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I was really praying that it wasn't Montel because he'd already had 3 write-ups, and I knew this was going to be the last strike for him. So
In your mind, you were like, any security guard, let it not be Montel.
exactly, please, come on.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Montel Wofford claims he was at work when he got jumped by a rebellious group of guys, and that caused him to lose his job. Mr. Wofford is suing his former boss, Joy Harville, in the amount of $528. Ms. Harville claims the plaintiff didn't fight to restrain the men. He fought to hurt them, which is against the company's policy.
You want Ms. Harville to pay you in wages totaling $528.
That's correct, Your Honor.
You felt you were fired in a way that shouldn't have happened.
That's actually correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Why do you think you were fired?
Okay, I was fired because I think I followed the rules based on making the judgment call based on what happened. She's saying I didn't.
All right. Let's go to you, Ms. Harville. You had been employing the plaintiff.
Correct.
Were you the one that fired him?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Why did you fire him from doing what he thought was a good job?
The concert area where the big incident took place, the sheriff's station is right next to that. And he also has a radio that he can radio to me, I can send additional security, or he can radio directly to the sheriffs to have them come right over and handle the situation.
Let's talk about what actually happened on this occasion.
Okay, and she's right. So there was an occasion I went over at the concert area. One of my guys were
There's
working.
a concert going on.
Concert going on.
Yes.
Concert area, guys are going on. These 3 guys who we've had trouble with earlier in the 3 weeks, first part of the week,
Same guys are
Same
coming
guy.
back and
coming
causing
back,
problems.
Coming back causing problems. So I went over there to approach my guy to figure out what's going on. The
Somebody else, you say you're a guy.
guy who works with me on the security team.
And what information did you receive from the person that was dealing with the 3 guys?
He's saying they were trying to climb onto the portable lights on the stage, which is connected to the generator.
Was there any particular level of sobriety that I need to be aware of as it pertains to these 3 men?
Well, I didn't take any tests, but they looked to me, they were drunk.
They were a little buzzed,
They
huh?
were buzzed.
Could-
Yeah, they were buzzed.
could you
At
smell
least that.
anything,
I
or-
did. I smelled stuff.
I
yeah.
mean, was there anything about their person that let you believe that they were under the influence of something, whether it
Yes,
be alcohol,
yes.
drugs, or both?
Yes,
All right.
they were, they were.
And you recognized then that that was a situation that could be problematic.
It could, right.
You had a
Right, so
radio.
I had a radio. I read.
Okay, if someone is consuming alcohol and they are at a point where their sobriety is questionable, that's a law involved in public intoxication.
Correct.
wouldn't at that point you would say, let me call the sheriff's department, I think we've got a public intoxication situation?
That's true. And what
Did you do that?
Well, I did, but what I did, I tried to calm the situation down first to say, hey guys, because they were getting rowdy. They called my guy, one of my security guys, a name. He tried to run shit them. I had to hold him back.
A derogatory name.
A derogatory name. I tried to hold him down and told him, look, go call dispatch on the phone right now to get him over here. When I did that, they jumped me.
Coming up on America's Court.
I was really praying that it wasn't Montel because he'd already had 3 write-ups, and I knew this was going to be the last strike for him. So
in your mind, you were like, it's any security guard, let it not be Montel.
Exactly. Please, come on.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Montel Wofford, who is suing former boss Joy Harville for $528.
Were you there, Ms. Harville, when this was going on?
I was not present.
Okay.
I heard everything over the radio.
Oh, you were there at the carnival, but
Yeah,
you weren't there
we had
at
our
the scene.
security office.
All right.
Yeah.
And at some point, the two of you have a conversation about what happened.
So after the sheriff took those guys away, me and my security guy went to see her, went to her office to see her to explain what went on.
All right, and then take it from there.
Well, at this point, you know, I had heard over the radio that there was something going on by the Constant area, and I was really praying that it wasn't Montel because he'd already had 3 write-ups, and I knew this was going to be the last strike for him. So
in your mind, you were like, if it's any security guard, let it not be Montel.
Exactly. Please, come on, Montel. Get it together, you know. But it turns out it was him, and you know, he was physical with these guys, and he didn't use his handcuffs. He could have. There's many other things he could have done. You know, when he could have noticed the public intoxication, like you said, he could have, you know, called over to dispatch and got the sheriffs over there. Didn't have to escalate to
Was
the
your
point.
issue that he fought back as opposed to even saying, I'm going to flee or I'm going to use my mace or something, that he actually physically got into it with patrons?
He knows that the fair security guidelines specifically state he cannot get physical with anybody at the fair.
Is that true?
Your Honor, it is true. However, when you get in situations, I guess the guidelines,
Listen,
this is pretty much a guideline.
is on you,
yeah.
Your instinct is to defend yourself.
Right.
I mean, I get that.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel has to come down in favor of the defendant. The challenge that we have is I don't get the sense that this Ms. Harville was being unreasonable because this was your 3rd issue. That she even said, oh, please not let it be Montel, conveys to me that she wanted to keep you, but if you keep having these circumstances where they're writing you up, but as unfortunate as this is, sir, your matter's dismissed. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
It's unfortunate that we had to let Montel go, but he received 3 warnings, which led to termination.
I'm upset I didn't win the case, but those guys jumped me. I had to do what I had to do.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.